What is up, everybody? Welcome to the A-Team with RC. Let me bring in right here Amber. How we doing?
Hello. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the A-Team. It is the #1 Women's Wednesday sports enthusiast show on our Fuel Sports Network. Thank you for joining us. I am, as always, the exciting Amber. There's my co-host, more mellow Amanda. How you doing, Amanda?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. RC is supposed to be hopping in, but she might be running a little bit late. That's all right. Family first. We always get that here on the Fuel Sports Network.
Right.
So what's been going on with you?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah?
Not a whole lot. It's been a while since we've been on. A lot of things have been starting to happen in the UFL, which is really exciting to see. But some unfortunate things, I must say, in my opinion. What were your thoughts, Amber, with Mr. AJ McCarron leaving? I know we talked about it last time on B-Hawk Live, so I won't beat the drum too much. But what are your thoughts?
I am. It's bittersweet, to be honest. Although I really do hope that another team in the UFL does pick him up. I would hate to see him to go to another league, but I can understand why the decision was made.
Right.
I can. And shout out to AJ's mom, beautiful lady, her dad, wonderful man. They were amazing when I was up there visiting when the Roughnecks played St. Louis. So they were very hospitable, as everyone up there was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very, very honored to have met them.
Yes, Miss Dee Dee McCarron is definitely a very sweet lady. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's going to be a huge change for the Battlehawks. I mean, in itself, but anytime you bring in a new QB, right, it's kind of like you have to replay everything. You have to go through everything. Everything changes, right? So I'm just curious to see how the newcomers and the ones that were already there do with whatever the new QB may be.
It could go one or two ways. Generally, you're going to have a team that takes a quarterback and builds the team around the skill set of the quarterback. So whether he's a scat back, a long bomber, a short dumper, or just is able to read defenses immaculately, you generally will build a team around a QB. However, the other side of it is that you've got a QB that is so versatile that they're able to just hop into a team and elevate their game accordingly in order to be the most productive that they can be for the team. So depending on the quarterback that they get, and mum's the word, I have not heard anything on who even the possibilities are. So, and I've been keeping my ear to the ground on this one because I want to know what's going on. I did like the fact that McCarron said that if he was to get picked up, he would like to get picked up by a team that plays against St. Louis.
Couple times.
I like it. I like the trash talk, but that's just me. I want to see if he can take that ball and stuff it down those Battlehawk necks.
It's one of those things where I feel like this is just a start to his story. I feel like he's just getting started. No pun intended with Cody Rhodes, but I just feel like this is, the start for him. I feel like in any situation when something gets you down, right, you can go about it two ways. You can just say, hey, I'm hanging it up, or I'm coming back with a vengeance. Yeah. And I think with him, this is the fuel that he probably needed. So if AJ has a great season, I will have nothing more to do but thank Coach Beck for that.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens. Do we have any ideas on where you think he might go, Amber?
Well, I know Houston's out of the running because they just landed them a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Would Coach Wade be willing to take him on the Brahmas? I know Memphis has been kind of scouting around. Then again, I'm sitting here going, How is he going to do from an outside stadium to an arena stadium? Is there going to be that much of a difference? Is he going to be able to handle the climate? I know he played in Alabama. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's, the climate does definitely make a difference. I'll be honest, with our UFL season being later in the year, Houston is gonna have a run for their money just to battle the elements. I
Mm-hmm.
know it was tough for us. I mean, we
That
were,
heat.
yeah, that heat was blistering. And when you're in the
Mm-hmm.
stands with 100-degree temperatures, it's hot enough as it is.
On
Imagine
metal
being
stands.
on yeah, metal bleachers, but
Yeah.
imagine being on the field padded up and you've got that hot rubber turf just blowing the temperatures sky high. You're hitting 120s to 130s.
Right.
And it's tough. Staying hydrated is definitely key. And the key to good hydration is to make sure that you're doing it continuously.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be surprised if he ends up down in a southern team versus a northern team.
Yeah. I mean, I have my opinions, like I said last time on BHawk Live. If you haven't checked it out. Go to Fuel Sports Network, and you will find BHawk Live on there. But we talked about it in length last night, and like I said, my opinion is that he'll go to the Brahmas. But I did see today, I was just kind of looking that the Brahmas have a QB too. But at this point, they can get a backup of QBs right now. So having a quarterback right now means nothing. It doesn't mean that
Right.
QB that they have is their starter. So I don't know. It's just, say the least, I guess we'll just see what happens.
It's
But
a toss up. It is a
but a
toss up.
lot of UFL changes for sure. I want to say one thing that I have noticed and found out is that Jen Saylor, she is going to be the new VP of Marketing and Brand. She worked
Yes.
for 11 years at the NBA, where she managed the league's global brand strategy and supported the evolution of the NBA vision, which I think is really cool to bring on just another sport, brought into the UFL, even though she worked with the NBA a lot. They all go hand in hand in marketing. That's
They
for
do.
sure.
They do. And yeah, the nature of the beast might be a little bit different from basketball to football. However, it is sports.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the big key feedbacks that the fans gave to the UFL higher ups was there was zero marketing. So
Mm-hmm.
I am so happy to see that the UFL is answering and they're coming out with more marketing this year. And hopefully, diehard fans, guys, stick to it, stay in there, get your season tickets, get them, while you can, have your guaranteed seat, because next season, who knows what'll happen? We might have some additional teams, Orlando may come back, maybe Vegas will come back. Who
Mm-hmm.
knows? We might have something going further out west in California or something. I don't know. Right now, we're still building, and marketing is definitely going to be the key factor here. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she, as a female, is going to do in a male dominated kind of entity here, especially a brand new, like this is from the ground up. So if she can implant early and allow it to grow and get out there and be dominant in the field, I think this will be a nice feather in her cap for her future as well.
Do you think it's different for women who do marketing versus a man doing marketing? What's your
Well,
opinion?
it depends on the product. I mean, marketing
True.
marketing's easy. We can throw ads out there, we can get spokespersons and come up with various ideas that are cost effective to
Mm-hmm.
promote something. The thing that you're promoting is probably what it's going to be the key factor. I mean, I'll be very honest. Joe Namath shaving his legs for a women's razor blade company probably was an increase in sales for
Mm-hmm.
that company. However, when you look back at it, you're like, oh, why did they do it? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know that I would trust a man being a spokesperson for, I don't know, maxi pads or Pantene shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
But we've had great crossovers as well. I mean, the shoe market's pretty open game, and
Mm-hmm.
sports. I don't think sports should be any different. I would like to see her get out there and definitely make her mark on the world in that
Right.
aspect.
And listen, women are playing sports more and more. I mean, they're playing football now, flag, and even tackle football. And it's just turned into one of those things where I feel like it doesn't matter what the occupation is.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, you can play anything or do anything. So don't let any of that discourage you. I also wanted to bring up, as you know, Mr. Jake Bates is doing a phenomenal job in the NFL. He hits two 50-plus yard field goals, and he's doing great. Like,
Yeah.
he's won the game for him a few times. I mean, it's pretty impressive. And then good old Parker Romo, with my Minnesota, he helped get us the win. What was it? A couple weeks ago, which is great in
Yeah.
those snoozers of games that
I
they
know
were.
that some of the NFL injuries coming off of the injury list this last week definitely did not miss a stride. One instance was McCaffrey for the
Mm-hmm.
49ers. I mean, he just was out there like a beast as always. And it was like the old team was back together, and I thought that was phenomenal. I know that they're still waiting for Ayuk to pop up and come back off of the injury reports, but
Mm-hmm.
their backups are stepping up. Jennings, phenomenal. Chase with the Bengals was doing great. I mean, the list goes on and on. I could definitely throw a few more out there. The Texans, they got Tank Dell was back, or Nico Collins, whichever one. I can't remember which one of them it was, but one of them came back and just was going off. I think it was Nico, was just going off phenomenally against the Cowboys. And I mean, it was crazy because I'm sitting here watching the pregame interviews, and they're asking fans, "Who do you think's going to win?" And you got Cowboys fans going, "Oh yeah, Texans are taking this one."
Mm-hmm.
I will say, for one of the biggest, baddest, and most technologically advanced stadiums in the NFL, the fact that metal pieces were dropping down while they opened up that stadium roof was just out of this
Mm-hmm.
world. I mean, come on, Jones. You make the money that you make off of this team, make sure that they can play the game safely. I would hate for somebody to get injured from a falling piece of metal. One touched the field, another piece they had to bolt to the I beams to keep it from falling because they couldn't get rid of it. They couldn't get it off safely. It was definitely an interesting start to that game for sure.
Right. Also, I wanted to bring up, let's see. I also wanted to bring up that I did not know, and the UFL has sports cards now, which
Yeah.
have they always had that? And I just didn't know, or what?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my bad.
Now, what's really interesting is when you look at the majority of the games, they've been very close, within one score. If
Mm-hmm.
it's not within one score, it's been a blowout. The Texans and the Cowboys, 34-10. Then you had what? The Broncos whooped ass on them Dirty Birds from Atlanta. It was like 38-6. But then you had the Bills giving Mahomes his walking papers with his first loss. Thank you for feeding him that happy slice of humble pie. I was glad to see the Bills pull it out 30-21. That was, pretty close. The Seahawks squeaked it out over the Niners by a field goal. The Rams, 6 points. It's all been within one conversion or another. And I was just, it's hit or miss on that kind of scale. So I was really impressed by how they performed, how they were able to get their rosters up and moving, and the upsets. Definitely the upsets. I was not seeing the Bills take the Chiefs this week. I really wasn't.
I have to say, the number one, I mean, I would love to meet Derrick Henry, but I mean, he's at the very top in rushing yards of 1,185 rushing yards. That's insane.
Right.
And with Saquon Barkley after him with 1,137. I mean, being a running back, I could never do it. Like, literally, think about charging through a brick wall every day. No, thank you. Like, why
Yeah.
would you want to? Why would you? I guess if that's what you want to do.
Right.
I don't know. And then what do you think about the UFL has been using an NFL allocation process to sign free agents who are on the NFL rosters, according to James Larson? What are your thoughts on that?
I like it. I think it's merging the NFL and the UFL a little bit more. You know, it's not just the rule changes anymore that the NFL has gotten through. Now they're kind of giving these players the opportunity to go from, for lack of better terms, the minors to the majors and back and forth. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving to see that. I think that going forward, the more that we involve the NFL, I think the more productive and long-standing the UFL is going to end up becoming.
Mm-hmm. And that's the whole point, right? Is to
Right.
help each other out with all of that. I want to talk about Bo Nix real quick. What did you think about him playing Week 11?
Eh, it
I
was hit and
mean,
miss.
he reminds me. I mean, I like me some Sam Darnold, but let me tell you, he reminds me of a Sam Darnold from a standpoint of he's good today, nervous for next week, nervous for the week after that. The
And
consistency still is not there yet with
it's hit or
him.
miss.
It's very hit or miss.
It's
As
I
far as
mean,
the yeah, go ahead.
as far as his ability, the ability's there. You know, he's got the capacity. I think at this point it's just a mental block that he sets himself up for a
Mhm.
week in and week out. The name of the game is football. You play the game that's right in front of you. It's 60 minutes. You
Mhm.
know, you play that 60 minutes and then you focus on the next week. I think he's putting the cart in front of the horse, so to speak, and that's what's tripping him up. He's not
Mhm.
working with his team. He's I don't think he stays focused on what the goal is at hand. And that's
Mhm.
winning that game at that time.
Right. Right. He's just the consistency, but did you watch the wide receiver show on Netflix?
Not yet.
It
I'm stuck on the tight ends and I'm loving it. I I think that the Netflix shows are definitely highlighting a little bit more. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have to offer. I would love to see the positions that normally don't get recognized. You don't hear about linemen. You don't hear about the center. You don't hear too much about, you know, your free safety or your
Mhm.
return team players or your long punter or your long hiker, you know, that kind of stuff. And I'd like to see a little bit more about that and get some in-depth kind of reporting on that. I think that would be kind of cool.
I just feel like linemen in the NFL always take the back seat, and
They
that just
do.
irritates me. Because it's like that, the QB wouldn't have the position they would have if they didn't have the line. The QB
Right.
wouldn't have the ball if he didn't have the center. He wouldn't have the wide receivers if they couldn't even get out there if he was already
Yeah.
hit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everything starts with the line, and I feel like they just don't get credit for it at all.
Right.
Um, I will tell you, the team, of course, that everyone already knew to look out for this year, but the Lions are hot.
They are.
They are hot right
And
now.
you know what I love about it is they're having fun with it. You
Yeah.
see the energy there and you just vibe with it so seamlessly.
Mhm.
And like the coach, some of the stuff they could work on is like some of the penalties, offsides, false starts, you know, the stupid wishy-washy penalties that are like, guys, come on, stay on point. Remember, you know, we don't need to worry about playing as much if we had these penalties taken care of. We wouldn't have to play near as tough. But I love watching them. Yeah, and it's crazy because it reminds me of the Barry Sanders days. You know? And that energy that's back, it's like the Lions have just turned, back into the king of the jungle, and I'm here for it. I
Seriously.
really am.
Lions is that, yeah. I mean, St. Brown had 11 receptions, 161 receiving yards, and I mean,
he was off the hook. Whoever's got them on their fantasy team.
And 2 receiving TDs that last game. That's
right.
I mean, and the reason why I'm saying him is because he was on that Receivers Netflix show. And it was, I mean, he's great too, but the passion that goes into it for these guys too, and how invested they are into it, but they take it into their personal lives too, and how you separate the two. And, when they get an injury, that's like, I don't know, me breaking my wrist, right? Because I'm a hairstylist. Right. I need my wrists and my hands. It's like career changing thing that you don't know whether you can come back or not come back from it. It's just, that's crazy to me. But the team, the Cowboys, I'm just like, talk about, I saw a picture of their stadium. Their stadium was empty.
Yeah.
Like, for them, it was empty.
Right.
Like, what are your thoughts with the Cowboys this year?
I mean, come on. They haven't been relevant for the past 3 decades. I saw today on social media, what is a VCR and the Dallas Cowboys have in common? They were both relevant in the 90s. You're outdated. You're not doing the same stuff that you did back then. You're throwing money at it thinking that that's going to fix the problem, and it's not. And yeah, Dak's getting ready to come off of his injury and get back in the game. Don't get me wrong, I think that the QB is holding his own, but man, it's like when they crumble, it just falls apart like like cookies and milk. If it sits there too long, it's just going to turn to mush, and that seems to have been what's happened. I did, however, like that they showcased the the alumni of the Dallas Cowgirl cheerleaders. So it was really neat to see, and I'm talking eras, from the 50s to the 70s to the 90s on up, and over 200 cheerleaders performing, all of which were at one point a Dallas Cowgirl. I thought that was, for cheerleading, I thought it was pretty cool to see various ages of women out there doing what they love. So, and I'll tell you right now, dude, that in itself is a sport. Don't sleep on them cheerleaders now. They do it, and they do it with a smile, and they do it looking so prim and pretty and proper, and I'm like, oh, the poise that they have dealing with all of that. And then you also get the catcalling from the stands. You get the player, you get the fan interaction that can be not so friendly sometimes. And all they can do is sit there and smile and laugh and deal with it. It kind of sucks, but I'll tip my hat to them as well. It was a good recognition for them to have.
Wasn't that kind of how it was for you guys with Houston last season?
Yeah. It was tough. No, like I went to a game and there was one guy that was absolute rude to 2 of the cheerleaders and wanted to do inappropriate things to the point that I stood in front of him. I said, look, they can't tell you, but I will say something. I don't work for the organization, so you need to straighten it up and fly right, or I will make sure to go let security know what you're doing.
Well,
they're working. Be respectful. So he was like, yeah, I get it. You're right. Okay, I appreciate it. And he kind of kept it moving.
It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I did want to bring this up too. St. Louis Slam women's football team. On Thursday nights, they do workouts on Zoom now.
Yes.
So if you're interested, go to their page and check out the Zoom link and do a workout with them. If you're thinking about trying out, are interested in trying out for football, what better way than to get this kick started for you with trying out their little workouts they have. And then they have tryouts coming up. It'll be their last set of tryouts, which will be December 7th from 9 to 11:30 also.
Right.
So come check that out. And it's crazy to say this, but they just it continues. Football after football after football. It's like literally NFL be done, then UFL starts. Then, the women's team starts and the flag football starts. I mean, it literally is just.
It's nonstop. It's nonstop.
Can't say I don't not like it though.
I'm loving it. I'm loving year-round football. I love the fact that we're starting to incorporate it worldwide.
Right.
Are you checking out these games that are overseas? Fans, U.S. fans, I will say it loud and proud right now, guys. Overseas fans have got y'all beat. These chants and cheers, and I mean, they may not know what tailgating is just yet, folks. We'll bring it to them. We'll teach them how. But for now, the chants and the cheers in the stadiums are by far leaps and bounds ahead of U.S. fans. We need to step our game up, guys. Let's show these over the pondas what we can do. I know that we've had games in Munich, we've had games in London. I'm looking forward to seeing games in Paris. I would love to see a game in Rome. I mean, if we can make this a worldwide thing, that'd be phenomenal. They're bringing soccer to us. Let's bring football to them.
Also,
I do want to say that UFL wise, I know we're jumping all over the place. They've got the complete schedule is officially out. So we are starting.
Wait, what?
Yes. The official schedule, the entire season schedule is completely out.
Where's that at?
Oh, on UFL.com schedule.
Let's just check that out, shall we? Schedule.
Maybe I'm looking at last year's.
You have to be because it's not out yet.
Probably. Oh yeah, I was looking at last year's.
I was gonna say this is news to me, girl.
I know, right? I thought I had an inside scoop. No,
but the UFL kickoff weekend begins March 28th. I have to say this, okay? You know what my prediction for the first game of the season will be? You wanna know what it is? St. Louis and the Brahmas.
You think so?
I do. I know a lot of times they like to bring back, like the last year, the teams that were in the Super Bowl or whatever for the first game of the season.
Yeah.
I'm over that.
I don't know. I don't know that it'll be week 1. It might be week 2, maybe week 3.
Also, did you see that Houston receives Jaden McClendon? Yes. And then I did see something about Memphis is receiving Quinton Dormady as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Adrian
I've seen a lot of Memphis changes this year.
Yeah.
Lots. So
it's
far.
I also think that's good. We're chalking that up. What their coaching is also switching up a little bit. Yeah.
What's that?
I think their coaching is also. I know there's some coaching changes are going on up there as well.
It is.
And they have not released the new coaching, so I'm kind of curious as to what that's going to be and how it's going to turn that team around.
Yeah. I have to say, if Danny Garcia is out there, we would love to have you on this show. to hear all about how you got started, your success over the years. I think that would be absolutely great to have on this show.
For sure, for sure.
And then they just had the last showcase in Dallas too, which
yes,
I just can't believe it's like knocking
right
on the
there.
door.
I'm telling you, it's going to be just in time for us to get rid of the holidays. And then here in Texas, we're dealing with rodeo season, and rodeo season tends to beginning of UFL tends to overlap with the end of rodeo season. But I think this year it's going to be lined up perfectly. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking at some of these rosters with UFL, and I'm just, man, this is wild. I'm really hoping that we get to see some of the player shifts. And who knows, maybe a couple of the original players from the first season for, 3.0, I should say, the 2020 season. I'd like to see a few of those players come back to their original teams.
And I wanted to also throw that out there. Everyone is always looking for good Christmas ideas, right? So you can get UFL season tickets, but you can also go on to UFL.com and get your merchandise.
Oh, yes.
Better to get it now so that you're prepared, because once that Super Bowl is over, it's not long after there, and we'll be kicking off.
Every single team has their season tickets up and running, guys. Please make it a point to go get your season tickets. They're great. You can even buy single tickets as gifts for families and friends. Let them have a wonderful experience. And as always, the Houston Roughnecks will be very, very happy. The Roughneckers Tailgate works with Warrior Wishes, as well as with various organizations, including the Houston Food Bank, the Star of Hope, which are Houston staples in our charitable contributions category. And we are happy to host any visitors and always welcome them with open arms. We might trash talk, but overall, we're decent.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Miss Predator of the Predator couple, what are we looking forward to the most for you and for your husband this year with when you guys go to the games and your experience at the stadium, and what are you looking forward to?
We are back. We are back home at TDECU, and I am so freaking happy about it. I'm glad that we're going to have night games because things might light up, so to speak, for the Predator couple. And we're trying to get a couple of local celebrities in on the tailgates just to make an appearance, if anything. Can't leak any names, but we're working on it. I'm getting ready to work with the Houston Food Bank to see if maybe our tailgate during the holiday season might be able to volunteer for a shift so we can get together and hang out and relax, because it's not just about football. We're trying to help those that need help. And then who knows, we'll see what the Warrior Wishes have to offer. We'll see what UFL has to offer. And we might get a couple of the players coming out to the tailgate before the game, and maybe some of the coaches. Who knows? You never know what happens with our tailgates. It's always an adventure.
Yeah.
I know that our sponsor, Old Smoky Moonshine, is coming out with a vengeance this year because there's been a lot of new products, and he's out there to show our 21 and up crowd what they are. So, of course, there's always free sample tastings, and food is fairly easy to come by out there, and we enjoy it. So we're looking forward to not only hosting other tailgates that visit us, but going and visiting the tailgates that we get to go visit. Arlington has a great one with the Renegades group. I know that the Brahmasitas are phenomenal. We got a couple of Brahma tailgates that we go and hop into. The Birmingham Stallions, they've got good tailgate that we hop into. Up north, I don't see very many tailgates as much as I see people just gathering at a local pub, and it's just because they don't have the parking space to get around in there. So you don't have the traditional tailgate per se.
Yeah, and that's what I found so interesting whenever Spurge and I would go to games would be there was always like some places didn't have hardly any parking or any areas to tailgate, and it's so different. I'm sure you thought that was different when you came here and there was parking lots with cars galore all over the place. So I don't know. I love tailgating in St. Louis. I think that it's a lot of fun. I have some ideas for the tailgate this year, little things that I want to do that I'm not going to put out there yet.
Right.
But yeah, keep under wraps to get engagement. But I am excited about the new lights in the dome. I'm excited about the new turf. I think that is great. I just think that, they didn't do the on-field experience thing last year. Now that they have the new turf, I don't foresee that happening again this year with a bunch of people stepping on the new turf, but I could be wrong.
Well, I will say, I'm looking forward to seeing what other upgrades have been made with other stadiums. I know Houston has finished their upgrades to the point that this weekend, guys, go out if you're in the Houston area and would like to see football. This weekend, the Houston Cougars is lining up with our UFL Houston Roughnecks. And it's a Love You Blue event. The first 20,000 people into the stadium will get a rally towel in our forever faithful Houston Oiler Love You Blue color scheme. I love the fact that the Cougars are giving a big ol' suck it to the NFL in regards to get rid of that color scheme. And no, you don't get to own a color scheme. And the Houston Oilers know that the Love You Blue is always a Houston thing.
I did want to also ask you, this is kind of off topic, but we won't be back next week because, as you all know, Thanksgiving is next Thursday.
It is.
And with all the festivities, and I'm hosting, so I don't know what came over me to decide to host. I don't know. And Spurge making a turkey, that's kind of scary. But
we did fry ours.
I'm going to be host. So I wanted to know, what are you most thankful for?
What am I most thankful for?
Just in general, but what are you also most thankful for just being a part of the UFL community?
Overall, in general, as always, thankful for my family. I have a brand new granddaughter. Her name is Evanora. She's officially 1 month old. Happy and healthy. Both mom and baby and dad are doing great and are getting used to the new parenthood life. So that's always a bonus and a blessing. UFL wise, I'm thankful as a super fan to be able to get out and work with the team to help market and promote the UFL. And in any capacity that I can do it, if I have the availability, I'm always available to make it happen. We do meet and greets with new players that we've been signed on. We've reached out, and actually I got an invite to Houston Aggie football luncheon, our College Station Aggies, Texas Aggies, with Coach Elko. So that was a phenomenal experience. Miss Catherine Schultz and her team with the Roughnecks are always coming up with the very best of ideas, and they take our feedback phenomenally. So, I think that having that open line of communication is very, very beneficial on both sides. And I'm thankful for that. I really am. And the fans, man, the fans are phenomenal. I love it when kids get excited about seeing us and want to take pictures and want autographs. I love being able to pass out stickers to them and pass out towels to them and let them know that, hey, football's fun, and yeah, girls can do it too. What about you? What are you thankful for?
Oh gosh. I'm thankful for my family. Very much so. Blake is truly a blessing. He's doing great. He's thriving. He comes up to my neck on me now.
I
crazy.
know.
I
That
don't know
kid's
where he
growing
gets
like
that
a
height from.
weed.
I know. I think this year has been a huge year for me as far as taking a step back and just really trying to reevaluate life and reevaluate those in my life that bring me joy and happiness. And just a lot of that this year. I think that it's been great, but I'm just truly blessed to just be here and wake up day to day in itself. And then as far as the UFL, I have to say this. I have to thank the UFL for helping me as far as being a part of this network that is a network of opportunity, in my opinion. I think that this network has come extremely far. Shout out to Spurge, of course, Arlington and Derek, Gene, the good doctor, everyone that's involved in this network that really gets in there to do things. I think that everything is always evolving and changing, and things may not always go the way that we envision them to go, or things may, change periodically, but we all have families, we all have lives, we all have, things in our life that we want to aspire to be. And this has definitely brought me so much inspiration and joy myself. When I started this network, I started with my dad too. I actually came on first, and then my dad put it in perspective. It was kind of like a family thing, and I really, really thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And then things just got busy with my dad, and he's decided to do his own thing, but I'm extremely happy for him. But it's just the whole football bringing families together. On Thanksgiving, football's playing. Everyone has football on. It's just nice to all have something in common that you can all do. So I'm really looking forward to this Thanksgiving too. It's crazy as it's going to be. It's
So
crazy as
with
it's going to
with
be.
with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
our NFL Thanksgiving schedule is looking very promising this year. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty happy to see it. I know that CBS has got a triple header going on, and with their TV streaming, they're going to have 3 games going on. They're going to have the Lions playing their traditional. You're going to have the Cowboys with their traditional. And what else? Who was that last one? I'm trying to remember. Oh man, it's
Let's
gonna
do
be on. It's
our
gonna
let's
get
do
me.
our picks, shall we? I want
The
to do my
Packers.
picks.
That's who it is. So the Giants are playing the Cowboys at 4:30, right? Then you got the Dolphins and the Packers. They're gonna be the late game. They're streaming on the Fubo, but I think it'll be a great day for football for sure. So we're doing picks, huh?
No, Minnesota plays in Chicago. Okay, let's do Pittsburgh and Cleveland. That's Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night. I mean, come on. That's pretty easy to say. I'm pretty sure the Steelers are going to take that one away.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
What? That's who I would pick. Minnesota at Chicago. At Chicago is the part that I don't
I
like.
mean, Bears defense has been not too bad. Uh I don't know. I think Minnesota might pull it off.
Look at this guy. No,
You
no,
think
Chris,
the
no.
Bears? I mean, the defense has been on point. If the defense can hang on, then it'll be worthwhile. But
Okay,
I
we all.
mean, you're talking about Thanksgiving. I'm like, dang, you've already passed up this Sunday and this coming Monday. I'm like, man, you went straight to that week. Oh, jeez.
That's the wrong week. No, it isn't. Thursday night. I'm talking. No.
Are you talking about tomorrow night, Thursday night, or Thanksgiving night, Thursday night?
They don't know what they're talking about. This is week 12. Okay. We're going into week 12. It's not the wrong week. Thank you. And Thursday, November 21st, it's Pittsburgh and Cleveland. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. I don't know if that was Spurge or Arlington, but whatever. Detroit and the Colts.
I'm gonna give it to Detroit.
Oh yeah, no brainer.
I'm gonna give that one to Detroit.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right.
I know that week 12 is also featuring the Harbaugh, the two Harbaugh brothers going out there. They both have
wrong week. It's week 13.
Oh, it is.
It is week 13. I mean, she's talking week 12. I'm gonna stick with week 12.
It is week 13. I don't know what I was thinking.
That's why I was like, wait, are we talking about this one? Or are we talking about next week? Because
I
next week's going to be 13.
Listen, from week to week anymore, like with Thanksgiving being so late this year, it's throwing me off. And then it's just...
I have my phone.
Oh. Okay, so Chicago and Detroit.
There you go. I'm glad I love you guys and watch.
You hear him. He's so silly. Chicago and Detroit. I'm going Detroit.
Again, man, Bears defense. I'll take the Bears. Why
not? Let's see. The Giants and Dallas.
Giants all day.
Neither of them are playing well, so I say the Giants. Miami and Green Bay. I'm saying Green Bay because they're playing in Green Bay too.
They're playing in Green Bay, then yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, Tyreek Hill's not really gotten to where he needs to be.
Yeah, and we have a Friday night game.
Yeah,
Kansas City and Las Vegas. And they're playing in Kansas City, so of course I'm going with Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City. Kansas City's gonna hit it.
Okay, let's go through these quickly. Los Angeles and Atlanta. I'm going Atlanta on that one.
I mean, they did take a whooping. I don't know. They might come back with a vengeance. I'll take Los Angeles.
Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
I'll go with the Bengals.
I'm going with Pittsburgh.
Really?
Arizona and Minnesota. I'm obviously going Minnesota on that one.
Yeah, I can see Minnesota taking that one.
Although they tend not to do well with the teams that aren't doing well, and they do better with teams that are doing better, so who knows. The Colts and the Patriots.
Ooh. Where they play? They're at Boston, right?
They are at Gillette Stadium.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Pats. I know that's a stretch, but
I'm going Colts on that one.
I think that's gonna be the upset. I think the Pats are gonna take that one.
Seattle and New York.
As much as I hate to say it, I think Seattle's going to take it.
I agree. Tennessee and Washington. I'm going Washington Commanders on that one.
Yeah.
Houston and Jacksonville.
Ooh, that's the one to look at. That is the one to look at, and I will be there.
Oh. You will be there.
I will be there. This is going to be the brothers and sister-in-law game for the season. So Mr. Predator and all of his brothers will be in attendance with me. And I'm going to go with Texans. I think that is the matchup of the week out of the schedule, because that rivalry there is something fierce. And I know that I've got a Brahma super fan that's going to hate me for saying it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I'm going to go Texans on that one.
Me too.
They got Collins back. They got Tank Dell. They're looking pretty good.
Rams and Saints.
Rams.
Mm.
Saints haven't done anything, man.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp is pretty good, ain't he?
Just saying.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going Rams. Okay, Tampa Bay and Carolina.
Ooh. They're playing at Carolina, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a toss up too. I think Carolina will take it. I think the fan base there will show up and show out for them.
I'm going Tampa.
Are you really?
Yep.
You would.
Philly and Baltimore.
The Ravens.
That's the game of the week, in my opinion.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Ravens are going to take it. I think it's going to be a blowout, actually.
I'm saying Eagles on this one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Ravens are not consistent.
I know.
Get a new quarterback. Y'all are not consistent.
But they show up and show out when they need to the most, and I think that's what's going to be their driving force.
Lamar's a ball hog. That's all I got to say to it.
He is a ball hog.
He is. And the 49ers and Buffalo.
At Buffalo?
Yes, ma'am.
I still think the Niners are going to take it. I don't think the Bills have. I mean, yeah, they're coming off of the high after beating the Chiefs. But I think the Niners might take it this time. We'll see. If McCaffrey can keep it strong for them. I'm wondering if Kittle will. I don't think Kittle's going to be back next week. Ayuk's definitely out for the season. But, yeah, I'm going to go Niners. I'm a little biased, but, it is what it is.
Buffalo.
Really?
Oh, yeah. With Josh Allen? Absolutely.
Bro.
Absolutely. He's on fire. And the last one, which I cannot believe is December 2nd, can I just say? Cleveland at Denver. I'm going Denver on this one.
Yeah. I'm thinking Denver will take it too.
Mm-hmm. Why did I think we were week 12? Literally, we're week 13. This is insane.
That's why I was like, what are you talking about?
This is insane.
Oh.
Anyway, on that note, do you have anything else you want to add, Amber, or we are done?
What? Done already? Where the hell did RC go?
I don't know. We love you, RC, though. We do.
Yeah. Be safe.
Just a reminder, everybody, we will not be here next week. We want all of you to enjoy Thanksgiving. Yes, we are all thankful for you, the fans, and everyone watching. Amber, do you have anything that you wanted to add?
Yeah, let's go to Amber's fun football fact of the day. Wives, impress your husbands. Girlfriends, impress your boyfriends. And boyfriends, boyfriends. And girlfriends, girlfriends. However you want to word it. Impress your loved ones by telling them that on this date, what was it? November 6th, 1869 was the first ever football game played. Rutgers and Princeton, collegiate football. So, we are almost at our bicentennial, believe it or not.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
1869.
I guess that's why I thought about it.
I know.
My parents weren't even here. Oh my gosh.
Grandparents weren't even here. Great-grandparents weren't even here.
Where does the time go?
Wild. It was an amazing game. And despite, the many flaws that happened in the beginning of it, it was recorded as the first ever football game to have been played.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 25 players per team. That's right. Why 25 players? 11 offense, 11 defense, and a few spares.
Wow.
So
what about injuries? Then what?
Some players actually played both offense and defense at that time. So.
Oh, wow. Which happens sometimes in the women's league, by the way. Sometimes it happens in the women's league right now, and that's why you should go try out.
It sure does.
That's right. Well, with that being said, everyone, thank you so much. This is the A-Team with RC. RC, we love you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone watching, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. But in the meantime,
a wonderful Turkey Day.
Yes.
Oh yeah, another fun fact. You ready? Speaking of turkey, tryptophan, the active ingredient that makes you fall asleep in turkey. It's found in turkey, so that's why everybody decides to stuff their gills and crash out on that couch watching fun football. So enjoy the tryptophan overload, and y'all have a wonderful time. Thanks for joining us here at the A-Team with RC. I am Amber. That always is Amanda. Tune in on the Fuel Sports Networks for all the latest and greatest updates to everything football. Y'all have a great time.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.